Welcome back to your new favorite reality show recap. We're going to be talking about the reunion Selling Sunset like you have watched it. My name is Nicole Hernandez, and I have my friend here, Danielle, also known as It's Your Girl D.
What's up, friend?
Hey, girl. Before we start, I got to just go ahead and do a quick apology. I could not pick Chrishell as my best friend. Um, After watching the reunion, the fact that Chrishell thought it was okay to just tell Emma's business now that they're no longer friends, like I was kind of okay with letting her with the pass on social media about the boyfriend and the MAGA or whatever. I was like, I was gonna give her a pass for that. But when Chrishell got on that stage and decided to share that Emma called her from a closet whispering, like, you don't tell that no, I don't care. If we were best friends at one time, like, you don't do that.
Yeah, especially because they really were the best of friends. Like they were two in a pod, you know, they called each other sisters, they were close as sisters. And as hurt as I'm sure Chriselle is about losing the friendship and not having Emma in her life, like she used to, unfortunately. So especially with someone like that, you guys are on a reality TV show. Drama happens, like it's part of like the script, right? It's like that like you're going to make up. They're going to make up, and unfortunately Chriselle did take to not only social media, but then also aired Emma's personal and private, like, situation. You just don't do that. That's so there's certain things that as, a best friend, if you stop talking, if you no longer, are friends, you take certain things to the grave.
Yes.
Okay? Like Emma did anything malicious to her, their friendship was broken up because of a boyfriend, not because I did. Granted, she didn't defend her friend or maybe put her boyfriend in his place with certain situations, but at the end of the day, there's just some things you just don't go there. And if Emma wanted that to be known, she would have brought it to light herself.
Yeah. And I felt like Chrishell was almost there. Like, you could tell that Emma was really hurt. Like, Emma was really hurt. Like, Emma's going through some things. And I feel like on previous seasons, she's always looked like Mrs. Perfect, living a perfect life, having the perfect business, on my plane, money is going. Like, she's always had that perfect persona. And this season, for it to get broken like that, and for it to be broken by Chrishell, it's kind of like, were you ever really her best friend? Were you ever really her sister? Because you don't do that to your sister. Like, you should take those things to the grave. Chrishell, when she started crying and nobody had sympathy, not even Chelsea, I was like, Chrishell, this is looking so bad. Like, so bad. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if Chrishell doesn't come back next season, but she has to come back next season because she has to clean this whole thing up. Like, she has to
May-
come back and clean it up.
Maybe, or she can just call it a day because there are rumors of her not coming back next season.
Really?
Saw on social media that Chriselle has unfollowed pretty much everyone from the O group minus Chelsea. Another thing is uh, she has made a comment in a recent interview letting people know, because they asked her like, when are you guys going to start, when are they going to start filming again for season 10? And her answer or her reply to it was, "I don't know, and I hope they never tell me." So, that her cryptic message about the sun setting on certain things, closing. Um, I
Sorry.
wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't come back next season because of maybe everything that's been going on. And I feel like she's not everyone's fan favorite anymore.
You know what? She I get the sun is setting, but sometimes the check is right. Sometimes the check is right and you just got to show up. So, and she said that the relationship with her and G, it's been going through some things. And so I need them to get the check together. I need her to come back and I need her to clean it all up. Just like her first season. Her first season didn't go that well and she had to come back and clean it all up. And I need her to turn it around. I need her to come back and apologize to Emma the right way. And I need her to make this all right.
Yeah. She definitely has a lot of making up to do, but I guess, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Next up, you know who did play this reunion right? To me, at least.
Mhm.
I thought Chelsea did such a good job because she took it off of her and made it about Mary.
Yeah. I have to agree with you there. I actually loved um the way Chelsea handled that reunion.
Yeah.
Um she definitely um played her cards right on the reunion. Um also
Wait, the fact that Chelsea, even when Emma and Chrishell were going back and forth, it seemed like Chelsea was like, I can't, she said, I can't like, back up Blake. What did she say? I can't, I
yeah,
forgot.
she can't defend him.
Yeah.
Um
She's like, I can't defend Blake.
which she never I don't think has from what we've seen in the show. Like I don't think she really even defended Emma. I did love Chelsea's point of view of the whole Emma and Blake thing because, you know, as a friend, I think she played her position correctly in being there for Emma because at the end of the day, you have to be there for your friend no matter what. If they ask for your opinion, if they ask for advice, you know, you give your 2 cents and you keep it pushing. At the end of the day, Emma's going to do what Emma's going to do and be who she wants to be with. Chelsea did say in one of the interviews um in the season that at the end of the day, she views it as I'm not the one going to bed with him at night. So at that's not my problem. He's not sleeping in my bed. I'm not going to worry about it. I think everyone besides Chrishell had like genuine concern and they all like shared their thoughts and their feelings I think respectfully. I'm not surprised that everyone did almost, they all had a concern. So it's kind of like if everyone in the office is on the same page, what are we doing here? Emma's thinking, I don't know, unfortunately, maybe she is, um, like she got herself in real deep in this unfortunate toxic situation that she's now realizing. But unfortunately, with these, types of situations, a lot of women find themselves in, it just takes a while to get out of the cycle. Granted, hopefully she makes it out before, anything dire happens because, God forbid, like he does anything to hurt her, physically or anything like. But the emotional and mental abuse, like, that does take a toll on a lot of women, and she's trying to, fight her demons, like, "I really love this guy, but X, Y, and Z." And I just hope that Chelsea continues to stay in her corner because I think Chelsea's that strong friend that just needs to be there. Chrishell, unfortunately, was like, I'm just done picking up the pieces. And, a lot of friends do get to that point, and I don't blame her, but there's a way to go about it and handle
Yeah.
it.
And I feel like Mary did a good job of trying to explain how one goes about that, like keeping still being in contact, but keeping a little bit of distance. And all Chrishell had to do was still talk to her. All Chrishell had to do was not post on social media, really.
Just keep the door open and, just make sure your friend is still gonna be okay. If you're that concerned, call 911. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, it's as simple as that. There's certain things that she could do, but she took it to social media, um, and she knows how dire that can be. You guys are on this huge platform, and when things were posted, I'm sure about her, it takes a toll, and it does, Emma's not blind, okay? Like, Blake has all of his postings still up, Yeah, he has different a different viewpoint on a lot of things than Chrishell and, some other people. And, you know, Emma's not blind, but again, it's unfortunate. Emma's got to figure it out.
No. What it is Blake has a lot of money. I don't That's the thing. That is the thing. She said she lost contact with him and he said, "I'm sending you a jet." That that is
And she
why.
concert 2 hours early.
Okay, the jet was ready. That is
Already.
why she keeps going back with crazy Blake. Is Blake crazy? Yes. Was he maybe having a crazy moment and maybe drug use? We don't know. And maybe she was hiding in the closet because this man is high as a kite and he doesn't even know that we're currently on a yacht. I don't know. Because I don't
But
think. I don't think it's abusive. I think it's mentally abusive because he has so much money and she keeps trying to rationally make it make sense because he has so much money.
yeah, she's definitely in a battle with the emotional, mental abuse that's going on. I mean, I think it's very clear that that's what it is. But, Emma, like she said, Emma's a smart girl. She
And
knows what she,
no, she knows what she's doing. That's just how like all these they're not gonna say it, but all the wags, they be with these guys, the athlete girlfriends, the baseball girlfriends, the wives, they be with these guys. And I was listening to a podcast, not to get derailed here, but they were like, these sports guys will be like, you have to stay at home. You can't go anywhere. Like, I'm traveling, I'm doing my thing, but you need to be able to stay home and you need to be able to handle it. If I cheat on you or I don't cheat, like when I go state to state and play games, you need to be able to handle it. And so that's probably like such a mind fuck or whatever, because you're supposed to they just want you to sit still but then use my card, buy what you want, go where you want, take the flight you want. So it feels like you have all this freedom, but you don't. Yeah. So I think it's just a mind thing. Um, first of all, who was your worst dressed? Did you have a worst dress?
honestly, I feel like I don't think I had a worse dress. Um, my least, honestly, I think, no.
No. Okay. I didn't care for Mary's outfit.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't bad. It was just
It's a par.
like it was thick. It was giving, nothing crazy. Like Brie showed up as the Black Corpse Bride.
Three is all
Chris
in.
Brie's all in, and I love it. And also Emma was like bridal Barbie.
Yeah.
Sandra gave like Red Vixen. I think Amanda. I always love Amanda's outfits because they're just so like
She gave
unique.
Amanda.
Amanda,
Yeah. She
and
gave
I
Amanda.
her and she pulls it off. So I don't think anyone really had like a worse dress. I think like yeah, Mary and even Alana's was like just giving cl- classic
Vanilla.
in vanilla. She is vanilla. I love that she owns up to it because
It just is what it is. Okay, next up. Who was it? Oh, when they brought Nicole on set, I was so happy that they just brought her on and took her off. Like they knew not to keep Nicole on for the whole time because she's going to derail the whole show. And the fact that she couldn't even take a second to like give a real apology. Like Nicole, are you sick in the head? What's wrong with you?
yeah. I think Nicole was a waste of time. I don't know why they brought her out. I don't know if they even thought hold on. Can you plug it in, please?
Definitely think they thought Nicole was going to go up there and give an apology. And when she didn't give the apology, they were basically like, girl, you can go now. You don't have to stay. Like, just go ahead and leave. If you're not going to give us what we asked you to do, then go ahead and move to Nashville and call it a day.
Yeah, I think they tried giving her the golden opportunity.
Yeah.
Come in, clear your name, apologize. Like, we're trying to send you off on a good note. And she blew it. I loved how one, they cleared the air that Nicole did not actually get fired from the brokerage. Okay. So I was very upset that they made it seem that way because I was like, yeah, that's exactly what the twins needed to do. You know, the twins like needed to grow their manhood a little bit and like really, say, hey, no, like certain things are not okay. And like any business, you pull this kind of stuff and you gotta go.
You got to go.
But she was not fired. And it, you know, Um, number 2, Na Nashville was definitely 110% planned, okay? They made
Yeah.
it very was a planned move.
We were vibing
Um,
with that.
yeah, and cool. Like, continue the real estate over there, good luck. We love you. Call it a day. Um, also with her and then the other thing that really upset me too with Amanda in particular was Amanda during one of the dinners, during Flowergate dinner, um, Amanda straight up was telling everybody, like, yeah, I did blow with her. Like, I did it with her. Come to find out, Miss Nicole was like, Amanda, have you seen me do this before? And Amanda said, no, I don't think so.
Was so
So,
weird. That was so
yeah,
weird. Then everybody was just supposed to gloss over that. Like we didn't get to dive deep into
no.
Amanda saying, I did blow with her. I did blow with her too. I've never seen you do blow. Like that was
And
crazy.
crazy and like, "Oh, I just ran with the story." Like, I heard, like, Amanda, of all people, like, the way you got up looked like you were about to beat this woman down, to then just I mean, to lie on her name like that, I thought that was really messed up. That really pissed me off because I was like, I thought we had everything to prove whether or not this girl was doing what she was being accused of. And then come to find out, it was all just running off whatever she was hearing around town. So,
And then it's like when they were fighting at the table about the whole parents thing with Chrishell, that was enough. Like the whole thing of Nicole saying that Amanda oh, the whole thing of Nicole saying Chrishell the whole dead parents thing was enough. Like she didn't need to add to it. Like it was unnecessary. Like the whole thing already blew up. So now you're just gonna add coke. You're gonna add blow to it. Like to
and
just
as a witness,
yeah, and add yourself. Witness is crazy.
I was
Like, that's
like,
bananas. It was unnecessary. It was not needed. Like, the dead parent thing was enough. You didn't need to add another storyline of you did blow with Nicole. That was so crazy.
so crazy. Um, Brie and Chrishell. All I have to say is celebrity boxing match. Okay, we need Chrishell and Brie to just duke it out
That's a
and
murder scene. That's not a boxing match.
hair.
No. Next season, we need a real competitor to go up against Bree because Bree has these girls in a headlock and she's not even having to do the punching. Bree, the only person that I feel like got Bree together was Chelsea, and that was last season, and they really duked it out. And they're still quietly duking it out, trying to play cards. Um, it would be funny to see Bree and Chelsea come together, but it's the sword is in the sword is the gun is it's a blaze. It's a blaze. I feel like Bree is the type of person like you either really really like her or you don't like her, and I just don't trust her. I just don't trust Brie. And I know even in our comments, somebody was like, Brie looks so cool. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I just don't trust Brie. Like, I could trust her in real life. And like in real life, I couldn't trust Brie.
Yeah, I mean, Brie is n I don't think any of those girls are to be trusted, to be honest.
Too. Oh, no, no, no. I don't even know how Amanza and Mary trust each other. And for I guess it's the 30 years thing and they both were struggling single moms, but I think that's what it has to deal with. But
Yeah, I think yeah, they've they know too much dirt not to
yeah,
be friends,
yeah.
okay? Brie, yeah, I think at least with Brie, she is who she is. If you don't like her, if you don't like her right off the bat, then you don't like her. Just don't piss her off.
Yeah, don't piss
Okay,
her
that's
off.
not one to piss off because
She looks like
it's
she would poison a person.
yeah,
And she wouldn't be the person doing the poisoning. Like she would have somebody else give somebody else the idea about a poisoning and how it could be done. But she just I don't know how it happened. It just happened.
so weird.
So weird. She was so weird. I don't know. Like, Brie, why does your face always look like that? I don't know. That's
Pays for it, okay? She pays for it to
yeah.
look like that.
Yeah, clearly because Alana or Elena, whatever her name is, said they had the best products ever at that party. So I believe it. And I'm gonna look back and see who the vendors were because we now know where to go. Um, we kind of skipped over the Chelsea thing, but Chelsea really played her cards right in the sense that Mary could not figure out how to turn it back about Chelsea, even with the whole single mom thing, when Chelsea was like, "Well, actually, I don't get any money from
Mhm.
my children's father." Mary was not ready for that.
No, because I think Mary is still so upset about what happened between them and probably even more maybe not upset, but also on top of being upset with Chelsea, I think she's also feeling some type of embarrassment because she knows we overreacted a little bit.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
a
glad
little,
she admitted to that.
yeah. Belittling her single momness now, I think was kinda messed up. God forbid just because she didn't become a single mom at 15 years old like you did and struggle the way that you did, like her and Amantha really went through the trenches as young single moms trying to make it in the industry, and I will give it to her and give her flowers that Mary did pave the way for a lot of these women to, come in and, like, do what they need to do with the O group, but, to belittle anyone that becomes a single mom, like, that's hard in itself because, no matter how much money is involved, like, she lost that her partner, she lost that extra help that she continuously had, and granted, I'm not gonna lie, I will be the first to admit that I did right off the bat assume that her ex-husband was, you know, paying her a little check. Maybe he was forking up the child support and alimony. Now looking back, I know Chelsea be making way more than him, and she is the breadwinner, and she's probably paying him child support and alimony. For her to clear that up and be like, "Actually, I don't get a penny from that man, and I still have to," because I'm again, who knows if she's moved. At the end of the day, it's expensive to live
It
where they live.
it's expensive, and I've seen posts before that I think her kids went to private school, and she's known for being in the Manhattan Beach area, Redondo Beach area. She's known to live in that area. And that place is so expensive. Even Redondo Beach off the water is still a cute little house is still like 3 million. Okay. So and the rinky dinky houses in Redondo Torrance are like 1 million. So I too agree that her life is expensive and to write her off as a single mom was a bad play for Mary. Mary thought she ate. She thought she ate. And we were all thinking the same thing that he paid alimony. So that just looked like poop on our face. And now twins really can't fire Chelsea because she just aired out that but she doesn't have alimony and this is her only job. Okay. Cannot fire Chelsea. And Chelsea does bring a good drama and she's trying to turn it around. I need a new cast member though. I need a new cast member. I wish they could bring back what's her name? What was that girl's name from the first season?
Christine,
Oh my goodness. I would love for Christine to come back.
dude, I mean, that would make for some good TV.
Wouldn't that be amazing if Christine came back in that red Lambo truck?
You know who I do miss though a little bit is
Oh, see, I follow Heather on Instagram, so I don't be missing her much because I see her on Instagram. But Bree's trying to get Heather to come back. You know she is.
but yeah, because her and Heather are good friends, which honestly I did not see that friendship being what it is.
Do because I follow Heather,
Mm,
and so they were both moms like with little kids at the same time and that whole thing. And then Heather showing up during the fire.
mm.
So yeah, they seem to still be pretty close friends. But they're gonna have to shake it up. Chrishell, I need you to come back and clean it up. Sandra, what are your thoughts on Sandra? Should she stay? Is she gonna be forced to stay?
I need one more season.
One more.
Need one more season to really see what she brings to the table. I don't think we saw enough, and I think producers just used her as the conversation starter. I really think that's all it really was, because it's not like she has no real estate experience, you know what I mean?
Did
So,
she have a
I don't
license?
honestly, I don't think so, because it was just journaling for People magazine, and then all of a sudden you're getting into, you know, real estate, like, out of nowhere. So I think maybe one more season. I wouldn't be sad. I don't think we'd be missing out if she doesn't show up next season. But we'll have to see. I do feel like we need a new player. I do love the fact that they're bringing back um more real estate because that's the whole premise of the show. It's supposed to be about real estate with the behind the scenes drama that these, girls, go through. So I don't know. I think we do need a new player though to shake things up yet again.
See, I felt like Sandra was the person that they sent to go film because everybody else was too busy to film, and they like sent Sandra to like go film with everybody because they needed these collaborations and she was the only person available. That's what I felt like. But she's got one more season, and baby girl, you can't cry.
Yeah.
Like,
But that
huh?
said, you can't cry without a good reason.
Yeah. You cannot cry without a good reason. You're having this one-on-one scene and you start crying. No, we can't be boo-hooing. Um, and the shade that the twins threw when they said, "Oh, like who makes more money?" and they said, "OC."
I think only because of the fires. I really think that was the only setback
Whoa, that's a good point. Yeah.
because L typically, like, their price range is just out of this world, you know what I mean? Granted, OC isn't cheap by any means, and, especially along the coast is where where the money is in real estate. If you are in any city ending in beach, that's where it is. I think LA has more potential no matter where you're at because if you don't get the ocean view, you get the city view. And, they can still make their money off of that. And I think the houses, the architecture in LA versus OC is very different because you have a lot of the city life that LA kind of, goes off of and, like 360, view and all this and that. So I think maybe OC has a little bit of ledge, or maybe the twins were just, messing with the girls and that they know that is gonna piss them off. So we're gonna say OC and let's reintroduce OC. And what do you think about them coming out?
Okay. I felt like, I felt like, um, they didn't need to come out. I feel like they could have saved them for the very end and like, hey, this is the preview for the new OC. But because things got so fiery and they had to take that lunch break, that was
Uh,
like, I could only imagine when they had to leave and take that lunch break, how much was actually edited out. Like they left a lot in, but I felt like when they all stormed off and needed a lunch break, because they took that lunch break and then there was only 20 minutes left of the reunion. And I'm like, and then we got 10 minutes of that was the doggone OC. So I was all good for getting the update on the OC, but they could have left that for the last 5 minutes after we got through the Chelsea situation. And, you know, we didn't talk about it, but when we did the recap of Selling Sunset, that moment when Chelsea at the table starts saying, because the twins said, "Cut the cameras off, cut the cameras off," and Chelsea says, "No, keep the cameras on. Get your content. Keep it. No, 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 no. You want to keep the cameras on when it's da da da. No, no, no. Keep the cameras on. Keep the cameras on. You get your content. You always want to get your content. Da 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 da. You want to get your content." And then to see at the reunion, they had to cut them cameras off again.
which I'm like,
And Bree was like, "Don't like." You could tell Bree was like, "Don't cut these cameras off. Let me say what I need to say." And I wish they could have sat there and let Bree say what she had to say, because Bree has been so quiet and been playing the puppet master so well that we don't get to hear what Bree really wants to say. And so I wish they would have just sat there and got the egg on their face and let us hear what Bree really thought, because she got worked up and she was ready to say what she really wanted to say.
Because Chrishell opened up that door and she, you know, put her foot in her mouth. And when Bree was going at her, like, I mean, they were throwing the FUs, FUs, FUs. And then he was like, "Oh, we need a lunch break." It's like, okay. And then you said you were going to finish this. It was just a lunch break. And they didn't let him finish, and I think they should have, because we need to get to the bottom of why they are so at each other's throats. Like, what is the root of the issue here? Because Chrishell's saying, "I've seen messages from you to your ex-assistant talking about my partner, XYZ," and I knew Bree was not playing around, and did knew she didn't say not a damn thing about G when she said, "Is my phone number attached to those text messages? Because anyone can change a name, but is that my phone number?" I said, "You know what?
They be lying. They be
Yeah."
lying.
And you can't trust an ex-assistant, okay?
No, you can't trust an ex-assistant. But this is the thing. Mary, Amanda are down for the lies. That's what we know. Mary, Amanda is down for the lies, and Chelsea and Chrishell is down to lie if it can clean up my reputation. If it can clean my reputation, you're not Chrishell is like, "You're not gonna make me look bad on TV. I'll throw up a lie and poof, there you go." And Mary and Amanda are the same way. I'll poof up a lie and there you go. And Bree is getting more and more angry that the lies, especially the lies about her. And I don't know. They better not see Bree in real life. That's all I know.
They better not run into her at the grocery store.
No, because now it's really to the point where I really feel that Bree don't like none of them bitches. And she barely likes and but Bree is playing her cards right, because you see her trying to get this freshen back with Emma. Bree is working overtime to get this friendship back with Emma. And Bree is probably sending Emma flowers. Bree is inviting Emma over. Bree is going to do everything she can to get this friendship back with Emma. And you know what? After that reunion, Emma might be going to the dark side.
Okay, Emma needs to go to the dark side. I need Emma to just step it up a little bit. She's cute, she's nice, she's trying to be like, Little Miss Perfect, but, um, I would love to see Emma, like, just fully step into her Brie era. Let's just sprinkle a little Brie on her
Sprinkle a little.
and little Brie, because that's just gonna piss Chrishell off, and that's all Brie has to do, is be friends with her. And, Bree's like, "Look, I'm not gonna play dirty," because she hasn't crossed that line, but she knows how to get underneath people's skin, and just to mess with Chrishell.
Because this is what's going to happen. Emma's going to say, "Well, Chelsea's able to be best friends with me and still be best friends with Chrishell, so I should be able to still be best friends with Chelsea and become good friends with Emma. I mean, become good friends with Bree.
Mhm.
That's what Emma's gonna do. And if Chrishell knows what's best for her, she will find a good friend, a hot friend, a rich friend in LA that happens to be a realtor and is a sharpshooter. She better call Christine and make things right because Chelsea has already proven that I'm not going to back up anybody that's on the wrong side because Chelsea's like, I got kids, I got bills. And did you even notice that this season, Chelsea dressed more covered up?
I did. I definitely noticed her change in her fashion choices. Some looks I did love. I really do have to say that the softer, more classic look on her works. I even had like one scene her natural hair in a bun with like an oversized look, and so I really think, and unfortunately this does happen, is her divorce humbled her. The divorce really sat her on her ass, and she took a step back and said, "You know what? This chip on my shoulders gotta go." Um, I really can't be showing houses with my booty cheeks out. And granted, everyone wears these revealing tops. And, Emma be walking around like Malibu Barbie in her mini dresses. But yeah, I did appreciate the softness that came across Chelsea. And this, she definitely needed to be humbled a little bit. I am really sad that it took her divorce to do that, but, um, she's definitely not dressing as provocative as she used to, that's for sure, and I think just her energy and her really trying to just be mindful of her surroundings, um, I think she really is trying her best to navigate just staying out of unnecessary drama, really look she's almost becoming like the old Mary, like she's
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to Switzerland, like,
Yeah.
friends in the wrong, but I'm gonna be there for her. She's definitely, I think, more playing more in the middle, um, which I appreciated from her this season.
See, I felt like I really liked her outfit when she wore that oversized suit. That was like my favorite look that she had. I feel like she kind of gained some weight. She was trying to figure out how to dress her new body. And her friends on the show were always skimpy and dressing very skimpy. And she was so skinny. Like, when you're so skinny, you literally can put on anything and look good. Like, she still looked good in the skimpy outfits. But I think the booty cheeks she still had a booty, and so I think the booty cheeks at the realtor thing was, like, a little much. I think Emma doesn't have a booty, so it's like she wears many she wears small stuff, but we don't see her booty because she don't have a booty. She don't ha
A booty, didn't wanna pay for a booty, uh,
and that's
she works
fine.
with and that's fine. She
Yeah,
paid her boobs, and that's what she has up here, you
yeah.
know?
But I do feel like the divorce changed her in a way that only a divorce can change a person. And I think she was living a very lavish life, or maybe it wasn't, I don't know. But she was living a life before that she's no longer living now. and that realization and that responsibility and having to do it all on her own, it definitely hit different and especially from her small beginnings. I feel like last season we really got to see like her background and where she came from and how she overcame so much. And I think the thought of losing everything her family and herself had worked so hard for, that realization can really like snap a person into like, you know what, I need to move different, I need to do better, and I'm going to take this one step and, improve myself. And so I'm happy for Chelsea. I'm really looking forward to Chelsea next season. um I feel like next season it's going to start off with like Chelsea and Mary at lunch.
Oh,
Because whatever happens at the end of one season, just like how Emma and Nicole started out at lunch at the beginning of this season, it's gonna start with Chelsea and Mary at lunch, or we're gonna see that Chrishell and Emma and Chelsea at lunch, something like that. But I I I feel like they really hate each other in real life. And I hope that they're able to just bring it all together, and which I don't think that's gonna happen, but I am hopeful because they really do live in LA, and LA is small. Like, people think LA is big, but no, like there's other influencers that post, and I see Chrishell and the Selling Sunset crew, and the Selling Sunset crew hangs out all the time with the OC crew. Like, I follow some of the OC realtors. I follow just realtors, and I'll see Selling Sunset crew hanging out with, like, they're all really going out to these same events at these same places and like hanging out with the same friend groups. And like, even after the reunion, I saw influencers that hang out with different crews, like posting and sticking up for their friends on Selling Sunset. So this is actually like a show, but in real life, this could get really ugly.
yeah, because they run into each other.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's tiers to each level of each category and community of people, right? And everyone's mingling and like LA be networking.
All the
So you're, network and communicate and hang out and go to like these elite events because that's just what you have to do to continue to stay relevant, to continue to build your brand and all this and that. So they have to run into each other at some point. And, in real life, they may not like each other. They may not, you know, vibe, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, you still work for the same employer. And it's like, you know, for the show, do what we got to do to get this check and, just let bygones be bygones. And if I see you, cool, we're not filming. I think, with the cameras being on and adds that extra oomph, you know what I mean? I'm sure if they run into each other at like some celebrity party, they're just gonna stay in the opposite sides of whatever mansion they're in and call it so
And I just hope that they get those cameras back to rolling, and I want another season by summer, okay? That's all that I'm asking for. Uh, that's all that I'm asking for. Get the cameras back up and let's get season 10. It's season 10. Come on
season
back
10.
and let's get it going. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. Um and we'll let you guys know soon what we will be recapping next. Till next time.